Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 in a best of 5. To those watching on Twitch, we will have action all day today. So we'll start off with Yo and Daniel, best of 5. Then we will go to the Max and Cloud, best of 5. Then we will move on to Vivi versus Chart, or Fat Dragon versus Chart, best of 5. And then later on today, we'll have Tata versus Stark. I think before Tata versus Stark, we'll cast some other things because there's a bit of time. But quick math here, probably about 9 hours of Age of Empires 2 casting for me today. And obviously you guys are at home watching, so fantastic stuff. We have Daniel in the blue, he's playing as the Slavs, and he is versus Yo. Yo is here in the red, he's playing as the Malians. Mr. Yo is not only favored to win round 1, but he's favored to go really far into this tournament, and he's just rang the bell. Starting off the day with a misclick. Okay. So it's always funny to me when a pro player doesn't have their bell unbound in their hotkeys. Yeah, that was probably a misclick. But anyway, Mr. Yo, would be nice to see him do well in this tournament, but he definitely needs to prepare for a player like Daniel, who has Slavs right now, and Slavs are crazy civ. Slavs are crazy civ. So looking at the maps, we'll start with Mr. Yo. This is a pretty good map for him, honestly. His woodlines are very close to his TC, so he has 3 close woodline options. He can easily wall off the left-hand side, easily wall in the front of his base, protect the gold, stone, and woods, and berries even. So he will not be complaining there. And then I'm looking at Daniel's base, it's also pretty good. Daniel's base is slightly more open, but he can wall it up. And he's also Slav, so he'll probably be taking the initiative here with a fast scout build or something. So the fact that he has the TCable area in the back with the wood and the gold, the fact that his wood lines are close by is a decent start for him. I don't like the fact his second and third gold are forward, so he'll need to have some map control. So most likely, Mr. Yo will go for a different style build. I think if you go scouts versus Slavs, you're just playing into the strong suit of the Slav civilization, because once Slav starts to add farms, their eco gets rolling much faster than yours. So I believe what Mr. Yo could do here is go for something like Man-at-Arms. Man-at-Arms and even a forward wouldn't be too uncommon here. And he could try and keep Daniel from massing scouts, keep Daniel from tossing down a ton of farms. And you see a lot of the Chinese guys especially. Oh, Deadville! Oh, Yo loses a villager. Wow, sloppy start from him today, but you see a lot of the Chinese guys especially going forward, and I think that they're going to have success in this tournament. Not if they lose villagers like that, though. So just a few small things from Yo that was a bit sloppy, right? He rang the bell, he lost his villager, and that's one villager he won't have working for his eco. So Daniel with a bit of a gift to start off this game. Interesting to me, he's walling up already. I wonder why he's trying to wall so early and why. I think he's placing the house there to scout for his boar, maybe? Can he not find his, or is he looking for his goats? Yeah, sometimes, so if there's fog of war like this, you can place buildings on half of it, and after you place the buildings, it actually becomes scouted. It's another little, like, I don't want to call it a bug, but it's a slight exploit in Age of Empires 2. And I believe he's been doing that to look for his goats, and he doesn't see his goats here. So it's not quite I know pig, but we have I know goat. He should be fine, though. He should be fine. I imagine he'll find these by accident. Like, right when he doesn't plan for them, right when he's planning on a bunch of farms instead, he'll find it. That's normally how it works. Okay, he'll push into Zebra. And what's Mr. Yo up to? Mr. Yo walling up a lot. And is he going to gold? He is. It'll be Man-at-Arms for him. So Mr. Yo loses the villager, but he pushes in 3 zebras. And he has an amazing base, man. This base is not a base you're going to see often in the KOTD2 tournament. It's so rare to see a map this compact. And it works for Yo's style as well. It works for Yo's civ. And Daniel will build his barracks here. And, ooh, almost trapped Yo's scout in. And this is a scout build for Daniel. So he'll add the stable in front. You know, could wall off here. Will build next to the barracks there. Okay, Yo has found the goats. So Daniel is goatless. And Daniel will be just fine. And here come the man-at-arms for Yo. So Yo will have walls to protect himself at home. He will have man-at-arms coming forward. And when you go with a man-at-arms build, you're in feudal a bit later. But you'll have military earlier. Because Daniel is now relying on the stable to create military. And he has to build that yet. Drunk Goat says goatless. I'm right here. Yeah, but we don't count you, man. We don't count you. Interesting to me that Daniel built his stable on this side. I wonder if there's reasoning for that. Now he's trying to wall this up with 2 vills. He knows the man-at-arms have got to be incoming. But I think the wiser move is just to wall off your villagers on wood. Yep, wall off your villagers on wood and berries. And then start building those farms. Yo needs to run away. And Yo runs away. And Daniel needs to finish the walls. Nice job from Daniel. Really nice job. Once he gets to about 3-4 scouts, he can start to kill this. But he needs to be careful not to fight this just yet. And this is the beauty of the man-at-arms. Yo has plenty of time at home. And he's already putting Daniel under pressure. But I do like how Daniel's been able to get the walls up. Has not lost a villager to this. And you really just need to be patient here. Add your farms as quick as possible. Interesting that we see the archer range already from Daniel. Perhaps expecting archers from Yo. But Yo, he's not interested in doing that. He's sending forward spears to accompany his man-at-arms. And this is where it's tough to balance. So what Daniel has done here is he has used 175 wood to build this archery range in hopes of making a few skirmishers or archers real early. But if he doesn't do any damage with the units he makes out of his range, that could be seen as a waste. And he could have instead used that 175 wood to build 3 farms as slabs to get him to Castle Age faster later on. So those are the types of things, like, it's hard to say right now, but if Daniel's later to Castle Age, then perhaps if he would have delayed the archer range, it would have been better. Also, small thing, Daniel did not research Horse Collar until after he built about 6 or 7 farms. So we will see some T90 farms this game. They'll expire pretty quickly. So the beauty of having Malians is that their men-at-arms have that free pierce armor. So, sure, a few skirmishers and archers could come out of the range, but the men-at-arms and the spears will survive a lot longer than they normally would. It is the correct move to add skirms here. No sense going to gold. Just mass enough skirmishers and keep microing them, and then use your scouts and you're fine. And Daniel will kill Yo's scout. Well played. Well played. Yo has not killed a single unit this game yet. But still, has he been pressured at all in feudal age? He has not. Is he still holding that presence at Daniel's base? He is. And Yo has not even made an archery range, guys. He's just gone men-at-arms, a few spears, and he's looking to get to Castle Age. And when he's there, Malians are very versatile. Not only do they get fully upgraded knights, they get fully upgraded camels in Castle Age, something that can kill the knights that Slavs will make. So I think that's the worry for Daniel. He will eventually kill these units, but he didn't do any damage to his opponent. And let's check Daniel's resources now. 300 food, only 50 gold, whereas you have Yo. Yo has 700 food, 300 gold, and he's now building the stable. I'd like to see the stable slightly further back, because I believe he's trying to hide this switch from his opponent. He doesn't want Daniel to know he's going for this. At the moment, Daniel's creating skirmishers, expecting potentially archers here, so I guess Daniel's not going to see it regardless if he never leaves his base. But I like the start from Mr. Yo. I mean, it could have been a bit cleaner by his standards. But all of feudal age, he's been at Daniel's base. Daniel hasn't been to his base once. Malians are so good. And there we go. Yo is on the way to Castle H now. So 2 stable knights and camels incoming from Mr. Yo. And again, his base is perfect. He can TC here. He can also probably, if I were to guess, for the 3rd TC, build it on the other side of this wood line. Delete the walls and run out and build it there. Daniel's got to be up behind him, and Daniel is. Okay, so Daniel's now on the way up. And he has a 3 HP scout going forward. Will he see the stables? Well, let's see. I think he'll see the stable if he goes to this area. If he comes in closer. But as of now, he has not seen the stables. Mr. Yo tries to kill the scout. Mr. Yo kills the scout with the villager. What a play. So now Daniel does not know for sure what Yo's going with. Amazing stuff from Yo to remember or to just see that that was a low HP scout. I think Daniel should expect this. He's making spearmen, so he does expect knights. He's no fool. And is she going forward? Where are you going, lady? Okay, scale mail armor for Daniel, so he expects his opponents going knights and camels, and he wants to go forward with pikes and potentially siege in Castle Age. And Yo is also considering going forward with something. And that guy's been spotted, though I think that that guy will probably survive. This is such a good map for Yo. Such a good map. Okay, there's a TC, and there's a TC. So he TC's next to the stone and the gold. He sends out his knights now to clean up the skirmishers, and Daniel, he will go for pikemen, maybe a siege workshop, and a monastery. Yeah. If he didn't know before, he knows now. His opponent's going for knights. Oh, but he'll kill the vill. He sent out a scout just to kill the villager. Well done, Daniel. Well done. And now with pikemen, Yo cannot do anything against this. Yo also can't use his mobility of his knights to get in. Daniel has had an awesome start, really. Like, Yo's base is insane, and he'll be on 3 TCs, but Daniel, considering he's not favored to win this set, he's had a pretty nice start, and there's potential with this. As long as he keeps the knights out. If the knights get in... Oh, no, please. Please, no. He realizes this is a rough situation. He sent 4 villagers off farms, 3 villagers, 4 villagers off wood, and he'll wall behind. And his pikemen are now there in defense, I guess. I will say, not ideal to have to send the pikemen back. I think you want to be forward at your opponent's base right now, but Yo does not seem fully aware that that is the choice from his opponent. So the problem with pikemen is they are slower. They actually are worse than knights in small numbers. So right there, the knights actually won. And then all Yo would need is a monastery or 2. And then he can heal up his knights. I see the archer range switch from Yo. This is an interesting one. He thinks his opponent will go fully on pikemen, so he'll consider adding archers. Which is a risky move if Daniel has the Mangonels, right? What's Daniel's economy like behind this? Remember, he is Slav, so he has a strong eco, but he's just on 1 TC at the moment. So the longer he waits to push, the stronger and stronger Yo will get. And I think this is where Malians start to have a huge lead in the matchup. They're versatile, so they can make camels if they need them. They can make the archers if they need them. They can also go into infantry. Okay, Daniel will show his hands now. Yo's not expecting this. Yo will lose his monk, and now he knows there's siege on top of this hill. So I don't know if there's a lot that Mr. Yo can do about this except to hold. He cannot push up that hill. He'll need his own siege workshop. And I think he'll need to buy himself some time to build a castle. He does have the stone there to collect. Daniel, who is the 28th seed, is playing against Yo, who's the 5th seed in this tournament. And he's pressuring. And he's down about 10 villagers. but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world because he can kill 10 villagers if he continues his push. And, okay, he kills one. He also sends the knights in. Might be better to keep the knights alive, but he goes to the wood line. Yo could lose more villagers there. Yo cannot do any damage to Daniel at home. Now, Daniel, you just need to pressure the siege workshop from Yo, or you need to pressure your TC, or the TC, not your TC. He didn't even kill a villager there. The knights didn't have many upgrades, so that's why I questioned sending the knights in at all, but okay, he kills one vill. Probably better to keep that next to your main force, I think, though. So yeah, Yo has more villagers, but he only has 6 more villagers, and he is really under pressure right now. He's housed badly. This is good stuff from Daniel. This is really good stuff. And another siege workshop going up. Yo teched into the crossbows thinking it would just be pikemen. He didn't know about the siege on the hill. And he needs his own Machinel to do some work for him. He gets 1 kill. He should get 2 here. Well played, Yo. So close game, guys. Close game. Mr. Yo will use the market. He has 1,300 wood, so he could sell some of that wood, buy some food if he needs it. I really think, again, he needs to hold, and then he needs to build a castle. Probably on the front of his TC. And Daniel's pulling back now. I think that's a bad sign for him. I think he should be pressuring more. But maybe he's not very confident to do so after Mr. Yo killed 2 of his Machinels. Oh, Mr. Yo goes forward with the crossbows. Well, he can't use the crossbows defensively now, so might as well go forward with them, and he'll kill a villager. And this is looking dicey all of a sudden for Daniel, as Mr. Yo is stabilized at home. And now Daniel doesn't have anything to stop the crossbows back at his base. His siege workshop is forward, so he can't build a Machinel at home. Oh God, and he's walling with stables. This is not good, man. This is not good for Daniel. He's behind in villagers. He's behind in TCs, and the knights and scouts can get in here. Oof, man, this seems like a player who's frustrated now. He realized he had a shot. And Yo is killing more back at his base as well. 1 for 1 there with the Machinels. Yo's just holding. He's just holding. And now Daniel's just kind of... He's in trouble. He's in trouble, right? He has added more TCs. I almost feel like he needed to decide, though, on adding TCs or being aggressive, because I think he built so many town centers that he was unable to make more Machinels and pikemen to continue to push. Credit to Mr. Yo, though. What a hold, man. What a hold. Not easy against 3 Machinels, that many pikes. It was the Machinel trade. It was the crossbows and knights going forward. Oh, nice conversions there for Daniel. We'll get 1 conversion. Nice. And send the Machinel out. Wow, Yo splits away from the Machinel shot. He's still keeping his crossbows alive. Let's see what the micro's like here for him. Wow. And then he'll split micro. Well played, Mr. Yo. Incredible stuff from Mr. Yo there. 86 villagers for him versus 74 of Daniel. And of course, Daniel has a lot more idols. What a play. And now he kills the monks that Daniel has. That's not easy to do, guys. That's not easy to do. It's not like he had a gigantic ball of crossbows. That was just about 10. And now he builds the castle forward. Okay, Daniel's in trouble, man. Daniel is in trouble, if you didn't realize already. Now a forward castle right next to 2 golds that Daniel will need throughout this game. Yo will click to the Imperial Age soon. And he's doing so much damage yet again with the crossbows. Will he see the Machinel? He will. He'll split. He'll send the knight in. He'll split again. Oh, Daniel's in trouble, man. Mr. Yo just too good. Too good. Look at all these idle farms. As I said, T90 farms. Knew it was coming. Daniel has no response to Imperial Age Yo. Honestly, not sure. And there's another castle from Yo. I'm not sure what Daniel could do anyway at this stage of the game versus Malians, because Malians have so many options, while Slavs, their transition's normally tough from Castle Age to Imp. So I think the first game should go to Mr. Yo if he continues this. And Daniel has 100 food, 300 gold, and Yo will have 2 castles forward. The guy makes it look so easy. And it could be 3 castles forward, actually. He has 800 stone. And Daniel's like, I got this! He sends in the pikeman, and he runs right into the castle fire, right into the crossbow fire, and Yo has nothing stopping him from building another castle forward. I think Daniel will likely call the GG. Well, if he doesn't call it now, he'll likely call the GG once Yo hits the Imperial Age. He's probably thinking now that he doesn't have a chance, but he's hoping that Yo is all in castle or something. What he doesn't know is that Yo is on the way to Imp, and he'll find out soon enough. Yeah, there's the GG. Man, that was a strong start from Daniel. It really was. It was a strong start. I think you have to credit Yo first and foremost for the hold. And also, it's hard for me to analyze because we weren't looking at Daniel's economy. I think Daniel needed to not add the TCs for the aggression to work. Because he had 3 Mangonels before Yo even had his Siege Workshop. But he didn't make any more after that. So I can only imagine he added town centers. And so he invested into economy. And so his push forward wasn't as strong. I think if you're the 28th seed versus the 5th seed, you need to try and be more aggressive there. He had the right idea, but he just stopped making units. You know, for a couple moments there, he sat on the hill. He wasn't attacking the Siege Workshop from Yo. He wasn't attacking the TC. He just waited. And I think someone like Yo is going to take that time, and he's going to push you right back. And here's the achievements. 75 kills for Mr. Yo. 38 deaths for him, but look at the economy difference. He had more of every category except for wood. And that wood was not going to help Daniel win the game. Okay, so game number 2 will be coming up. If you're just getting here, and I know a lot of people are, welcome to the stream. Today is all King of the Desert 2. We're starting off the day with Mr. Yo and Daniel. After this, we will actually go to the Max versus Cloud. And then after that, we will have the Fat Dragon or Vivi versus Chart. And then the big one of the day, the closest first round matchup, will be Stark versus Tato. And that will be fun to watch as well. Thank you again to Mem for organizing this. It will be a fantastic event. And this is only round 1 now. Rounds 2 will be, well, most likely next week and onwards. Oh, Mythology, don't worry about it, man. Happy to have you here. Don't worry about it. I was just kidding. Karu, thank you for the 5-month resub. He said, can't wait for the T90 and Dave co-cast on Wednesday. Good morning, everyone. Go USA. Karu, it'll be fun to have Dave here on Wednesday. I will give you guys more info on the time and our plan for that when Dave arrives midweek. T90 official, what did you get for Christmas this year? I had a wonderful 24-hour stream. That was my best Christmas gift, Goldstones. Yorda, thank you very much. Nivida, thank you for the $5 donation. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but I don't think you're surprised to hear that Nivida said T90 tree 50 times. Cry is me, thank you for the 3 months. No 24-hour stream planned soon. There will be more in the future, though. Thank you. Procrastination, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you, Pirate Pete. Thank you, Brewing Master. JS Spunk, thank you. Thank you, Kralix. Thank you, everyone, for the love today. So fortunately for us, the action will be back-to-back. It should be all day. With all the games we have lined up, there's not a lot of breaks in between. I'll do my best to get to you guys where I can. But obviously, you're here to watch games, right? Maybe you're just here for my dad jokes. I don't know. But I assume you're here to watch games. Welcome to game number 2 in King of the Desert 2. I'm hoping that Daniel can get a victory. He's not favored in this best of 5. Mr. Yo is one of the favorites to win the tournament, though it's going to be tough. But if Daniel does go out, I would like to see him go out 3-1 or 3-2 instead of the full sweep. There's been a lot of round 1 sweeps, which is expected in a tournament like this. It happens. You know, the best players, they're normally going to be consistent and get results. But especially because I'm an American, I am slightly biased, just like Karu was with the resub message. I would like to see Daniel do something. And hopefully that something is not run Scout into TC. Okay, he's going forward to lane Mr. Yo. And I was scared he would run into the TC. Now, can he get a pig? Can he get a pig? He's come this way. Yo is already getting the pig. So that's not going to happen. There's another pig over here. Maybe Daniel will be able to get that. I also see Yo running forward. So we will see some I know pigs, guys. Yo could get this pig and Daniel could get this pig if they find the right area. Ethiopians versus Chinese. Both of these civs are very similar. I think that... Yeah, I can't give any civ the advantage. I would say that Ethiopians can take advantage of more power spikes, and I can touch more on that if the game's played out. Okay, here we go. Get your I know pigs ready, guys. Get your I know pigs ready. Daniel's about to go for it. Or at least I believe he will. And... will Yo see this? Ooh, Daniel wants to go MBL style and block the villager and kill the villager instead of stealing the pig. Honestly, it's risky to steal this boar now. Because Mr. Yo obviously expects that you're here. So Mr. Yo, I don't know if you noticed, but on the minimap, he immediately started sending his scout back after he saw the blue scout there. So here comes Mr. Yo. Yo saying, I know pig. And will he know where Daniel is? That's the question. He's looking for him. He should see it, but he's gone the wrong way. Yeah, he sees the pig. There we go. Honestly, the fact that Yo's not pushing deer or ostrich with his scout, and the fact that the pig is delayed is actually a victory for Daniel in and of itself. Okay, so Yo gets his pig back, and Daniel's scout is now weakened after the attempt, so it wasn't the best laming attempt you've ever seen. But look at the resources of Yo. He doesn't have enough to click up to feudal age, while Daniel had his food, and Daniel should be able to click to imp soon, so maybe that's a small advantage for Daniel in the end anyway. So obviously Daniel is not an MBL smurf, because that wasn't the best laming attempt ever. He's like, Yo, I'm gonna steal your pig, and then he starts running away with it, and Yo goes, I'm gonna try and kill your scout, and Daniel goes, yeah, okay, go ahead, have it. Have the pig. I was just kidding. It was just a prank, bro. I didn't actually want it. 2 lumber camps for Daniel, and pretty good base setup for him. Did I say imp time? Sorry guys, it's early. Yeah, fast imp, 10-minute imp, or 10-minute feudal. My bad. I see Twitch chat saying I said imp, so. Daniel's a good player, man. Have you ever seen the 10-minute fast imp? Just wait till you watch Daniel. But honestly, good base. He could wall to the edge of the map on the right, build out on the front. I think he'll go with scouts now. And then Mr. Yo, he wasn't as delayed as I thought he could be. He was able to get to the zebra. Of course, his pig came in pretty quickly after it ran away. And he will go with man-at-arms. And will he go Vivi style? He will. He will go Vivi style. This is revenge for the pig incident. And Daniel just passing should see the vills coming forward. And yeah, he does. Alright. So this is dangerous for Daniel. This is really dangerous. Yo will get man-at-arms. He will also start building towers. Fortunately for Daniel, his base is pretty good, as I said. But it's almost impossible to kill this forward when you're waiting for scouts. Yo will not only get man-at-arms, but he could add spearmen really early. So kind of similar to what we saw in Castle Age last game. It's down to Daniel to delay this. He's going to be towered. There's no way around that. But to delay this is as long as possible is the best move. So he would like to counter tower here, and he does. And then he will need to go to stone, of course, which he's doing. This is good. So now he can build more towers. And now Yo's looping around the left. Daniel's walling up. I think Yo wants to kill this tower. Or is at least considering it. But if he runs in too far, he'll run into the tower fire. Well, one thing I'll say, guys, when you're getting tower rushed, you need to instantly go to stone most times. And that's exactly what Daniel has done here. Really good move. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's a misclick. So he loses a villager unnecessarily. I think he might have clicked the vills instead of the men-at-arms. Ooh, and Daniel also walls with the villager to keep the men-at-arms out. What a play. So Daniel's gone to stone. He keeps Yo out. He now sends the scouts forward, and he'll get a vill pick here. So 2 vills down for Mr. Yo. Not the best forward I've ever seen here, guys. Not the best forward I've ever seen from Mr. Yo. I'm getting a bit hyped. I don't know about you guys, but anytime there's upset potential, I get really excited. That is as good a start as Daniel could have hoped for in this game. And honestly, he had a great start last game too. It wasn't bad, at least. It's just, can you consistently perform over the course of a whole game for someone like Mr. Yo, who rarely makes more mistakes? Tell you what, like a big issue that certain players have when they're getting towered is they either YOLO the first tower down from their opponent and then they die, like they just rush it down and they get trapped, or they don't go to stone and they can't prepare for future towers. Daniel did both things correct here. He didn't overreact. He just built his counter tower and he went to stone with the appropriate number. And then after that, he immediately went to Yo's base. That's the other thing. He could have kept his scouts around and they wouldn't have done anything. He immediately went to Yo's base before Yo could have spears. And now he can kill Yo's men-at-arms. It's pretty unfortunate there to not kill the scout. Look at that. That's funny. That was funny. Yo will probably be sending a spear forward. Let's see if he loses the scout or if he keeps it alive. Nope. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. I heard the archer range for Daniel, so he will be making archers. And it will be archers for Yo as well. Both civilizations are very strong when it comes to archers. Ethiopians, they have the faster firing archers, but Chinese, they get full upgrades on archers. They also have an amazing archer unique unit, the Chukonu. If I'm thinking imp compositions, since you rarely see Siege Onager in 1v1s, I like the Chinese options a bit more. Because they have fully upgraded knights, they have fully upgraded camels. They then have the infantry, they then have the archers and skirms. And Daniel, again, he knows there's a weak villager, he wants her, he will get her. So Daniel is up by 5 villagers. And look at the micro there from Mr. Yo. Or not from Mr. Yo, from Daniel against Mr. Yo, my bad. That was really good micro. And I think Yo could lose more if he's not careful. He needs to get his archers out. Here they come, fletching on the way. And the Vill will go down. Daniel's killing Mr. Yo! 9 kills, 2 deaths. And he's even trading nicely here versus the archers and skirms. This is really good stuff from Daniel. But anyway, what I was trying to get to is the fact that if this goes imp, the big difference between the civs is the unique unit and that... wait, hold on a second. T90 tech tree. I make mistakes sometimes. I'm not perfect. Oh, they both get siege ram, my bad. At first I was going to say Ethiopians don't get siege ram, but that would have been wrong. So thankfully I didn't say that. Never mind, in imp they both get siege ram. I guess then siege ram might not be a big advantage for either civ. So Yo's waiting on the hill. He realizes his wood and his gold is here. He needs to protect it. He's not in a position to know where Daniel is. And Daniel knows that, so he avoids the hill on the front and he loops around. This will at the very least give himself some more time. He's done so well here, man. At the start of the games today, in the game room, Daniel said, in round 1 of a big tournament feels good, man. But versus Mr. Yo feels bad, man. That's what he said in the game room. And here he is, and he's performing. He is performing really well as well. I think the concern will always be that once Mr. Yo gets massed ranged units, he can kill everything. We saw the micro last game with Malian crossbows. He could have amazing micro here as well. So that's the scary thing. But he can always go elite skirm. And he could have a faster castle time. I think he will have a faster castle time to get there. So again, there's options for him. And he's sending more units or thinking about sending more units around. I'm loving how Daniel's playing right now. So guys, can we just appreciate the fact that we have a 28th seed player playing against Mr. Yo, who's been a top 3 player for the past couple years, and winning a game? Like, how good is our competitive scene right now, if that can be the case? Okay. That's pretty exciting stuff. This whole tournament's going to be sweet, man. Round 1, I know that so far has been a bit lackluster. If you guys didn't see the games yesterday, there were a few sweeps, and I can show you the brackets, but man, this is exciting. And still, this is good for Daniel. He's delaying Yo's villagers. He also killed an archer there. And he's on his way to Castle Age. Daniel could take this game. I love how much value he's gotten out of his military. The original scouts are still roaming around. The group of the archers and skirm there, they're still roaming around. Mr. Yo just has the fastest firing archers in the game. And he could potentially micro his way to victory here. But not against that many skirmishers. Normally, if you weren't so far behind, what you could do is add a stable and go for a few knights to kill that. But I don't think Yo can afford to do that. I think he needs to... Okay, he's building a stable. T90 Jinx. Maybe he needs to do it. But here's the thing. You add the stable to make a knight, you're Ethiopians, you don't get bloodlines. And, of course, Daniel could always go for camels. And Daniel will be on 2 stables. Awesome, man. Absolutely awesome stuff. I think the risk now is that Daniel gets caught out of position. So perhaps scouting around with the spearmen, with the scout, just keeping them on patrol on the flank so you don't get surprised to be the play. And elite skirmisher Bodkin on the way for Daniel. And he'll have camels in the mix as well. Camels and or knights. Let's face it, if Mr. Yo was in Daniel's position, we would be saying the game was over. Can Daniel finish this one off? Yo gets plus 100 food and plus 100 gold when he reaches Castle Age. And okay, this is the danger. This is the danger. That's a lot of crossbows going forward. Will Daniel see that? If he sees it, he should be able to send skirms and snuff it out. Also, will Daniel do any damage with his skirmishers beyond idling a few farms? Because now Yo is sending some knights over. This is dangerous. Daniel is pulling the Viper and he's scouting the other areas of the map nice and early to boost his score and to help him later on in the game. But will he see the crossbows? He kills 2 villagers from Yo on the wood line. And he gets his own knights around. He did not see this coming. Mr. Yo could do some real damage here. Okay. Fortunately for Daniel, Mr. Yo let him know a bit earlier than he should that this was happening. And he attacked the house. And now he's been able to save his villagers. I am tense, man. I am so tense. I'm sure Daniel is as well. Can you imagine? I'd be so stressed right now. It's almost less stressful to be getting wrecked by... No, what are you doing? He just ran into so many knights. But he figures he can go underneath to the gold, I guess? I don't know if I like this move. He runs underneath the TC and into 5 knights. And he figures, okay, Yo's not going to have military at home, but he's incorrect on this. Yo will clean up the skirmishers now. So as I said, you know, it's almost less stressful to be getting wrecked by a player like Yo because that's what you come to expect. But when you have an amazing game, you suddenly become very confident and, or not very confident. Perhaps you can't believe what's happening. And you start freaking out, and then you send 20 skirmishers into knights. Okay, guys, it's game on now for Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo might be down by 16 vills, but it's 33 military versus 8. Daniel's got to be kicking himself for that. All he needed to do was run back. Run back, be a bit patient, get the skirmishers around, get more knights to help your skirms. But now Mr. Yo has so much military. And the vill count might not matter if Yo can push forward and kill villagers. Oh man, I feel bad for Daniel because again, I can relate, man. I've played higher rated players, maybe not in tournaments, maybe not at this level, but I know the feeling, man. And you just make weird decisions sometimes when you're not favored to beat someone. When you just flat out think they're better, you think, okay, I'm winning, but I need to do more. I need to do more, and Daniel still has the lead, don't get me wrong, but it's not good for him that he has 6 military and it's 37 for Yo. It's not good at all. Ghost of Yoda says, like your games versus Vivi. I don't know what you're talking about. I know points. Maybe he figured those were dead anyway, so he killed villagers. No, man. See, Skip, they weren't dead, though, so if he figured that, it would be wrong. He might have lost a few, but all he would need to do there, in my opinion at least, is keep running this way, and then send a few of his own knights forward as a buffer. Even if his skirms were to die, he could have bought himself a couple minutes, and now there's units forward and he's going into towers defensively, so he could have given himself more time. And he's you know, he could go into guard tower. That wouldn't be a huge surprise, actually. He just has skirmishers. And yeah, a forward siege workshop from Mr. Yo. He will go aggressive. What is Daniel looking to build here? Oh god. No, Daniel, don't. Run back, please. No, run back. Don't do this to yourself, man. Don't do this to yourself. Listen, I know that doubt is someone to learn from, but not in this instance. On any other topic, learn from doubt. Don't build the castle there, okay. Oh god. No. This is why you need military. It's almost like in a game of war, you need to have an army. 7 military versus 39 military. Daniel has a Vill lead, but what is he doing with it, you know? Nothing. He's not doing anything with it. And I think Mr. Yo, he's played enough games, he'll realize he's behind in villagers, and he's ahead in military, so he will look towards a faster Imperial with less vills, hoping to get a big power spike with his crossbow going to Arbalest. Can Daniel finish the castle? That's the question now. Because a Maganel is on the way. And there's no way this castle goes up. Not yet. Not yet, man. Not with this many crossbows and a Maganel here now. There's 10 range on this guard tower, but that won't range units. That won't range the Maganel on this side entirely. Actually, I think that'd go to about here-ish. Let's see. Yeah, I think it can hit the Maganel, in all honesty. Yo would have to run into some tower fire. Castle's at 71%. But yeah, Yo doesn't care. Yo has 40 plus crossbows. So Yo doesn't care if he loses 1 or 2 to deny this castle. Isn't that right, Mr. Yo? Yeah, he'll run in. He kills another Vill. He misclicked there. 82% on the castle. Yo, kill the Vills, man. Maybe he's more concerned with killing the skirmishers before he goes for the Vills. 96, 97, 98, 99. And he does it. He gets the castle up. Game on, baby. Game on. All right. Well, it was rough, but Daniel is able to get the castle up. I just wonder how good his eco actually is at the moment. He might have more villagers, but he has very little farm space. He has 50 food. And meanwhile, Yo, he has 500 food and 600 gold despite being down the vills just because of pure efficiency. What Yo will probably look towards in this game now is Arbalest and Bombard Cannon. And Daniel, it does not look good. It does not look good. He can hopefully use his extra villagers to bring himself back into this game. Because in theory, he should be getting more economy, but say goodbye to those skirmishers. So the castle doesn't give him more military. All it does is give him a little bit of protection. But okay, he's sending knights in. Nice little counterattack here. To all my Twitch subs out there, if we could get some hype for Daniel, regardless of how this game goes, he's going to look back at this and feel good about himself. At least up until the skirmisher incident. We will look back at this moment years from today, and we will say, do you remember the Daniel skirmisher incident of January of 2019? We'll reference these moments, but Daniel, look, he's going to kill the crossbows! So who doesn't have military? Yo doesn't have military. I don't know what Yo was doing there. I don't think he expected Daniel to be creating more knights, or maybe he was distracted by the knights in his base. He'll just throw away another villager as well. That was you, Twitch chat. That was my Twitch audience right there. The second you guys got on board with Daniel, you affected the course of this game. Yo felt that chat shockwave all the way from China, man. I'm gonna get banned because of you guys for influencing tournaments. 107 vills versus 82, and Yo's not anywhere near going up to Imp. I thought for sure he would go up, but he lost his military. Now he'll need to hold. And that changes everything. That changes everything. 4 TCs for Yo. Skirmishers from Daniel coming forward. They've killed a crossbow already. The knights running into the TC. Yo has no way to defend from that, so he has to garrison. Daniel is getting stone shaft mining and gold shaft mining. So a lot of resources will be coming in for him shortly. Don't really like this fight here. It's definitely not as bad as the fights previously, but it's probably better to run a bit and do exactly this. And then run back now with your knights. Perfect. And Daniel's on the way to the Imperial Age. Yo is not really that close. I think it was a misplay from Yo. I think he had 500 food, 500 gold, and 2 TCs. He should have stayed on 2 TCs, kept his arbs alive, and gone to Imp, as I had mentioned. Like, that was the way he was going to come back into this game, at least in my opinion. To add the TCs means you're putting hundreds of food into more villagers, which delays your Imp further. And while you might catch up on the vill number, you'll actually have a delayed Imperial. But it is 25 military versus 19. Yo has a slight lead there. Now, what Daniel needs to do with this army is buy himself some more time, right? He doesn't need to kill with this army, but he also doesn't need to run underneath the TC to this hill. Remember, he's been here before. just be annoying with it and force Yo to address it. Yo was running forward for a moment. I don't think Yo can push. I don't think Yo can push. Well, what will Daniel do in the next stage? He's making light cav. He has the skirmishers. He's making Chukunu. He's also sending villagers back here. I guess he's just building outposts to see where the extra relics might be. Speaking of which, he has 1 relic already. He will get 2. And there is a 3rd one up here if he scouts it. There's also a random Yo villager. I don't know how in the world she got there. She must have been the one who built the monastery earlier. But she's just hanging out. Will Yo just tap out here? Because he hasn't clicked up yet. Okay, Yo, again, has to come back to deal with this. So even though Daniel will probably lose this army, he has value out of this. Not only with the kills, but in the sense that he can now push forward more comfortably. Because Yo's army's at the back of his base. Would definitely be unlike Yo to call GG without fighting, you know? So he's gonna fight. He's on his way to imp. He's building a castle on the hill. It's a great way to stall. But he's behind now. He's definitely behind. And Daniel has gone immediately into the raiding option of going light cav. Light cav. Light cav. You can't just stand underneath the castle, light cav. You're there to fight. You lazy bastards. You know what it is? I forgot. They're actually on strike at the moment. They're not getting paid enough for their job. So, seems like that issue has been resolved, but they're out of shape now. So, 6 HP, that guy's going to go down. Heavy camel for Daniel? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't understand that. Why go heavy camel here? Is he thinking heavy camel elite skirm? What does heavy camel counter? Yo's Ethiopians. Yo will not be making cavalier. He'll probably go arbalest or show tells. I guess if you have that combo, right? If you have the camel elite skirm, it can be good. He might not want to invest into Chukunu in this matchup either, so he wants that combination. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just a bit weird to see heavy camel. I would prefer cavalier if he's going for it for that reason. Now, he does have 2 relics, and he will get 3 if he notices this. And 4. Daniel's everywhere! Guys, Daniel's everywhere! The man is on a mission. And he's going for Bombard Tower now. He is not only taking the Imperial Age initiative, but when in Imp, he has gone for both corners to build stables to raid his opponent. Insane map control. If this was Mr. Yo, again, we'd be freaking out. Like, this guy's at 180 pop, 50 minutes in. He has stables everywhere. This is great stuff from Daniel. Fantastic stuff. He just needs to finish off Yo. And Yo's going elite Shotel warrior. Wow. I have to say, not going to be the play that wins the game for most likely. It's going to be tough, and also Daniel will see that he's making show tells, so he can react by going Cavalier, react by making Arbalest or Chukunu. Yo has his 2 castles on the front. This one will not last. I think the game's over. I think Daniel's going to take the victory here. I'm not seeing anything that makes me think otherwise. 3 relics for Daniel. Bombard towers being built on the front. He has 55 military versus 17 military. This game's over. So it was a bit shaky with the skirmishers. Maybe it wasn't as big a deal as I felt, but it certainly made it tough for him afterwards. But Daniel held on, and this series will be tied 1-1. Daniel could pull off the upset if he plays like this in the future games. Yep, he sends in more light cav after the villagers. Again, Yo's army down here, not a huge deal. A bombard tower in the back of this farm area. This is like an MBL style move to build a random bombard tower in the corner. Okay, Yo has castled here, but Daniel will... He can afford to lose a few villagers, right? And he should be able to deal with this. Yo certainly cannot deal with this. Say goodbye to your castle, Mr. Yo. Yeah, Shotel's not the answer here. That's the last thing you'd want to be making here. You would probably want Arbalest and Bombard Cannon as Ethiopians. Shotels, they were chosen because, well, Yo is just really far behind, so he went for something different. And now all that Daniel would really need to do is add Chukunu. So add an archer instead of a skirm to kill the Shotels, and he's done that. He has definitely done that. And look at this. This is what happens when you get the wages right for your light cap. They're doing some work here. Doing some work. They got the extra vacation days. And oh god. These villagers are going to want a vacation after this. Time for the villagers to start going on strike. They're building a castle here. Well, the castles will go up. But what is it doing? It's protecting an area that's already half dead. I love the early bombard tower choice. If you're ahead, you need to go with everything you can to stay ahead. Yo's dead. Daniel will get the win. Yo can't respond to this. He just hasn't called it yet. Daniel's gonna get the victory. This is freaking awesome, man. This is awesome. Well, I'll talk about it more in a second, because I assume the GG will be called. But, yeah, there's the GG. So, in round 1 of this tournament, the civs you play with, you cannot use for rounds 2 or rounds 3. So, even if Yo still wins his best of 5, Daniel has definitely made an impact on Yo's tournament. Because now Yo will have to play at least one more game, which means he'll have to use at least one more civilization. And that is one more civilization he will not have for round 2 or round 3 if he wins the best of 5. Okay? So the score is now 1-1. Not expected here, I have to say. Daniel's approach, his defense was really strong at the start. He killed 2 Yo villagers. And despite losing his skirms, I think the damage was already done prior to that, right? Like, when he lost his skirmishers, he had already done so much. I was just fearful that he would lose his advantage. He didn't. Here are the achievements. 222 kills for the American. And he had more food, more wood, more gold. And I'm surprised he didn't have more stone as well. I know Yo built some castles, but it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Look at the scouting. 98% map exploration. He had 3 relics at that stage as well, right? That's a sick game from him, man. That is a sick performance. And we'll bounce out of this, and I'll show you guys the civilizations, because this is what I was referencing a moment ago. Yeah, here we are. So Yo has used Ethiopians and Malians. We have Daniel. He has used Slavs and Chinese. So they both have Franks left, and then Vikings for Yo and Berbers, and then it's Malians and Aztecs for Daniel. So let's just say that Yo wins this best of 5, 3-2. In that case, he would have played with all 5 of these civilizations, and then he wouldn't have Ethiopians, Franks, Vikings, Malians, or Berbers in the next stage of the tournament. I think this civ draft was drafted with that in mind, because he didn't go with Slavs, he didn't go with Mayans, he didn't go with Aztecs, he didn't go with civs that he would want later on. So Yo definitely thought of that. So maybe he's going with civs he's a little bit less comfortable with. Maybe he's picked civs that he felt like he could win with because he saw Daniel as a weaker player. Obviously, it's just tied up now. I'm definitely hyped, but it is Mr. Yo, right? It is Mr. Yo. It's still going to be tough for Daniel, but regardless, that win's pretty awesome. All right. I missed a bunch of alerts because my alert program actually bugged out when Cries Me gifted, was it 10 subs? 10 subs to the stream. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, my alert system froze, so I couldn't see what was going on. I have it fixed now. Iron Justice 7, thank you very much, man, for the new sub. Thank you, Chef Boy, for the 4 months. He said, don't get to watch live often, but thanks for streaming badass age content. You're welcome, man. Chad Thunder, thank you very much. Thank you, Z to the Ibra and A28 for the long time resubs. Guys, Z to the Ibra has now subbed to the stream for 26 months. Thank you, men. And A28, 27 now. Thank you, guys. I know the channel is doing insane lately, but I would never have been in the position to even get this started if it wasn't for people like that. So thank you, guys. David, King of the North, thank you guys for the new subs as well. So Game 3 will be coming up. Throughout the day today, we will have Max and Cloud. That will be coming up after this set. Then we will have the Fat Dragon or Vivi versus Chart. And then the last set of the day will be Stark versus Tato. Oh, no, you're fine, Cries Me. You're fine, man. I appreciate the gifted subs. Honey says, T90 official, can we have the Ram emote back? Maybe, Honey. I think, and I regret to say this, I think that I will add T90 Tower back. That was an emote we had back in the day, but then we ran out of slots for it. As much as I don't want to see towers in my Twitch chat, I think that out of respect for Hizemi, I need to do that. Hizemi, he was really upset Hazemi's been a sub for about 2 years, and I still remember removing that. And he wasn't happy about it. And then you guys would probably want to spam that freaking tower to make me feel salty anyway, so I'll do it for you. Blue Monkey Man, or should I say Blue Monkey Mom, says, T90, are you drinking enough water this morning? Well, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom, but I'm staying hydrated, yes. I also had my vitamins. I also had a very healthy and nutritious breakfast. I also got to bed on time last night. I also did my chores. I did my laundry. I did my homework. Been working hard on my math, Mom. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. I did drink water, yes. Thank you. Legless Alex, thank you, bro. Legless Alex crossed the 1,000 gifted sub mark on this stream, which is nuts. And yeah, I mean, I can't say anything more than that. A lot of that happened over the past few months, and the 24-hour stream was crazy because of him. And with all the gifted subs that have come into this stream, there's a lot of people who might not be able to sub otherwise, or maybe who just got a taste of it because of how nice people have been. So thank you guys. Kazman, the numbers on the scoreboard are the seeds for the players. So there's 32 players in this tournament. So Yo was the 5th seed. Daniel was the 28th seed. So that adds up to Yo being favored to do very well in this tournament. Daniel is expected to lose this set, and he's expected to go out in round 1, which is normally what happens when you're the 28th seed versus the 5th seed. Okay, my friends. So welcome to game number 3 between Daniel and Yo. I'm really excited now because Daniel played really well last game, and he has Aztecs now, so there's more potential for early damage. He's in the blue, and then we have Yo in the south. He's playing as the Franks. Franks versus Aztecs is a tricky matchup. I think that strong horse civilizations can kill Mesocivs, so it can kill Aztecs, can kill Mayans, if they get the ball rolling with their food eco, if they get the ball rolling with their scouts. Because it comes down to mobility and strength, which would be the Knights, versus a little bit less mobility, but more of a compact and snowball-y style. So Daniel will want to snowball units, and Daniel's going to steal the pig! Now, he's stealing the pig so early, and Yo had such a rocky game last time around that Yo might consider calling a restart here. You have until the 4-minute mark to call a restart, whether that's because you don't like your wood lines, your golds, or even if you get lamed, you could. I'll keep an eye on this. But Yo goes out to see if he can kill Daniel's eagle. And get the I know pigs in the chat. This is a big reason to choose Mesocivs because it's quite easy to lame with the eagles. But Yo could block it off if Daniel doesn't come back. Wow, Daniel. That's bad. Well, hold on. Can he get the pig anyway? Shoot the pig. Shoot. Shoot it. Woman, shoot the pig. Shoot the pig. Shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot the... No! No! And Daniel calls a re. No! Oh, goodness. Oh, that was not expected at all. Well, he tried to lane last game, and Daniel, he got stopped pretty quick, you know? Yo blocked the pig, and then the pig started running back to his base. It wasn't the end of the world for Daniel last time around. This time, you know, he hadn't scouted his own base. He expected the pig to be underneath the TC, so he didn't have food then. And I think the reason he was so hesitant with shooting there was because if he started bringing this pig in with his villager, Yo could have blocked the villain and lamed it, and she would have died. So really, Daniel should have just applied a bit more focus on laming. But laming is so tough. You have to worry about your own eco, and then you have to keep your eagle within the line of sight of the boar. That's good for Yo, man. That's good for Yo. Okay, so now they have the same civs, and they'll do Arabia again. Here's what's interesting about this. Yo will know that Daniel's kind of screwed if anything bad happens in the early game. So what Yo could do is go straight out for a lame himself now. He could take the risk in running forward to steal pigs and sheep from Daniel. the risk could pay off if he steals them, and Daniel will not be able to call a re. If Yo fails in that risk, he could call his own re. I mean, I've seen it enough times in tournaments where Yo would probably do that here. Yeah, pigs sometimes do not react with just one shot. It was a bit weird. I did see the villager shot. It happens. It happens. It's just unlucky, right? Again, I think if the boar would have started to chase, then Yo would have probably killed the villager because the villager didn't have loom, and Yo, he could have blocked the vill, stood in front of her, and then the boar would have just eaten the woman. So, okay, Daniel's in the blue now. Again, Aztecs, and wow, they're much closer together now. Oh, and Yo's base is disgusting. Yo's base is disgusting. This is really bad. Look at the golds for Yo. So Yo knows that Daniel does not have a restart. Does he go out to lame? And will he be successful? If I saw my golds like this, and I knew what Yo knows, I would go for lame, personally. But perhaps he wants to do one circle around his base first so he can get his goats. Knowing that Daniel has the eagle. And Daniel's coming forward again. Yeah, Daniel will see the golds. He'll be thinking, okay, it's not the end of the world now to have this Civ matchup on this map. Oh, and he could get the pig too. Don't run into the TC. Don't run into the TC. Go to the right, Daniel. Go to the right. Go to the right. There's a pig there. If it was MBL, he could whisper and the pig would call. He could call that pig. Oh, there's another one. There's another pig. Get him. Get him. Actually, you might not want to do this because you could lose your eagle. I don't know. It's a bit risky, you know? Especially when you see the golds. Should you even try and do this? Because losing your scout is a big deal. But then again, it's a confidence thing. You're playing versus one of the best players in the world. You really want to win. Because you have lower confidence, you might try it. Now, Yo did a really smart thing. Yo knows the eagle is there. And so he sent his 4 goats to the left. And he was waiting for Daniel to try it. And then he went to the boar on the right. So that was really intelligent play from Yo. And normally eagle scouts can beat, right? Yo calls the re. Okay. Yo calls the re. Well, it's not even worth talking about here. Yo does not like his base. He doesn't like the fact he was taking a fight here, and he calls his restart. Well, I think a big reason he called the restart is because Daniel was about to get some downhill hits. Eagle scouts normally win fights versus regular scouts. It's a bit different because Franks have more HP, but I think Daniel would have won this fight with his scouts, and Yo would not have been able to get his goats. So now both players have lost their restart, and we'll try this again. All right. So per best of 5, it's normally just 1 restart. As you can see, they can be needed. So it's important to save them for the right situations. Best of 7s, sometimes it can be 2 restarts. I don't know. I'll have to look at the settings for later stages of this tournament. But no more rees now. No more restarts. Correct. Benib in the Twitch chat and Weimar is correct. You'd have to call restart before 4 minutes in the game time. So now they're both going to have 3 forward pigs, 5 forward golds, 18 forward goats, and they won't be able to do anything about it. I'm pretty sure if there were that many resources forward that there would be an admin re, but never seen that. So this whole VOD is going to YouTube most likely, so I'm going to be a bit less professional with the introduction of this game because we've already done it twice. We know what it is. We know it's Aztecs and Franks. And just a quick glance around at the pig locations and goat locations. Pretty good for Daniel. Pretty good for Daniel. He sees his goats, he'll get those, and he'll go out in the lame again. Let's see Yo's base. This is good for Yo. Back gold, back pigs, and multiple wood options. So this is pretty good. After both calling the restarts, I'd say this is fair. But Daniel is going to try to steal the pig again. Look at the line of sight on the eagle. Compare that to the scout. Eagles see so much more, so they're so good at laming. I wonder if Daniel could just steal goats. You know, just stealing a bit of food from Frank's could be nice. I think even if he does, though, Yo would be able to push in the zebra to make up for it. I think this would be a dumb decision to lame. If you see this pig, Daniel, do not lame it, please. The risk of laming here is that it's so easy for Yo to block you. So I think he'll probably not lame, and Yo's expecting something. Yo's definitely expecting something. That's why he has his goats in the safe area. And it's also why he's getting this boar early. Oh, goats! Okay, Yo tries to get the goat back. Daniel gets one. So Daniel being a real pest here. And Yo, I know goat. Alright, well, that's a nice start for Daniel. Again, I would leave it at that. I would leave it at that, and then go back home and start worrying about your build order. I'm thinking man-at-arms. Aztecs normally go man-at-arms, very aggressive. Franks, they could go for their own man-at-arms to delay that, but I think the best thing to do here is go scouts and hope you can buy yourself some time. Daniel's base is very good for this. He has the gold in the back. He can easily wall. It's a bit open on the front. He can't realistically wall here, 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 here. That's just too much. So he'd have to wall more close to his TC or closer to his TC. T90 official, why aren't they killing deer / zebras while laming? Well, you can't do that with the scout. Man, if you could kill deer and zebras with your scout, no one would ever lure them in. They would just be killed immediately. You would have to make a militia to kill it, which wouldn't be worth the investment. Yeah, it wouldn't be worth the investment. You'd have to invest 175 wood into a barracks. Then you'd have to invest like 180 food into the militia. That's not even counting the gold. Just to kill 300 food. So it just wouldn't be worth it. There are some instances where it's worth doing that on some maps, but you wouldn't be able to build your barracks or forge your barracks until now anyway. So that's why. What is the number next to the names? The number next to the names is their age. So we have a 28-year-old playing a 5-year-old. Yo is playing pretty good considering. No, I'm just kidding. It's a seed. It's a seed. So it's a 32-man. It's a 32-man tournament, and it's the seed in the tournament. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You know, I know that guy might have believed me as well. I apologize for tricking you like that. Twitch chat, if you could help me out and explain that to people who ask, because obviously we'll have a lot of new people asking those questions today. It's Age of Empires, after all. But well played. Well played. So Yo's on the way to feudal faster. This is what you expect from someone going scouts. You know, he lost the goat, but you know what's funny? He might find him. He might find the goat. Daniel has looped the whole way around with this goat. That way Yo wouldn't find it, and Yo will just, by accident, encounter his goat. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's hilarious. It doesn't really matter all that much, because by the time Yo gets the goat back to his base, he will have farms, but he found it. That's funny. Daniel needs to click up to the next stage, man. This is really delayed. This is really delayed. Look at the time difference. That's a minute and a half. Normally, you are going to be later to feudal when you go for man-at-arms, because it's quite an expensive build to go for. But that's a bit slower than you would have wanted. And I think it's because he might have been focusing so much on the lame. I could have had idle time. Anytime you're distracted, like there where he idled his TC, like that all adds up. And what this comes down to is, will Yo be safe for long enough with his food eco? If he gets to 8 or so farms without having to build an archer range or anything to deal with, I guess, the man-at-arms, then he'll be in the lead, in my opinion. But Aztecs, they have extra gold, so they can make more man-at-arms, and it can still be very tough for Yo to ever deal with this. The only reason Daniel has 3 more vills, Richard, is because he's clicked up to feudal age with more villagers. So by the time that Daniel is in feudal age as well, they'll be level on vills. So there's no real vill difference here. So there we are. And they're both on 22 vills. It's because they clicked up at different times. Okay, so now Daniel is getting double bid axe. He will add his spear. I like this move. He recognizes that Yo will have quite a few scouts, and Yo is also Frank, so he'll have good HP on them. And now with 1 spear, he could run forward with 4 man-at-arms, and Yo can't do anything to kill this. What Yo could do is try and delay Daniel as much as possible. And, oh, Daniel's going forward. Daniel's going forward. He runs into the scouts, but fortunately doesn't lose a villager. So he's sending 5 vills forward with this as well. This gets interesting now. So again, remember I said about 8-ish farms. Yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the berries. This is good food eco for him. But he goes to stone quickly. He recognizes that he'll need towers. Let's see. I mean, personally, I have more faith in Yo here because he has more mobility. And Yo has done everything right so far. Daniel has not even gotten to Yo's base yet. But this can snowball. This can definitely snowball. Yo's scout micro is normally impeccable, and he knows there's weak vills in here now. And he's walled up a bit. Imagine if he builds... Yes, if he builds this blacksmith there, he would need a palisade wall there, I suppose. That would stop Daniel from getting around. And there's an outpost from Yo to see where the tower might go up for Daniel. And he sees the tower going up. He'll build his counter tower. He just needs to keep these units out. Mr. Yo kills the spearman. He's not that troubled right now. Maybe Yo just goes to Daniel's base. You know, go to Daniel's base, try and find some vills. You're defending with towers nicely. So I can't see why he wouldn't want to do that. Also, the nice thing about this tower is that it saves the stable from being killed. If this tower would have been back a bit further, then Daniel could have killed the stable, and that would mean no more scouts from Mr. Yo. Oh, Daniel's in trouble. Daniel, you need to quick wall your stone. Oh, what was that wall? Oof, this is bad. This is not good for Daniel. He loses a villager. He'll lose another spearman. And he has not got into Yo's base yet. Now, he has a few more defensive spears, but the economy setup for Daniel is significantly worse. And he'll lose another villager. Ooh, man, this is really tough for Daniel. Again, I think his later feudal age time was what really started this off. It was just 1 vill late, but it's already going to be a late uptime when you go man-at-arms. You can't afford to be even later. And it's just inefficient now. He built this mining camp. He hasn't used it yet. He's now building a mining camp here. And, oh, Yo's going to go for the vills. Daniel could lose all of the villagers. There's 2 weak ones, right? Oh, God, there's 1 down. It's got to be at least 2, if not 3. There's 2, and 3 could be coming if Yo sends more scouts forward. And here come the scouts, and scale barding's on the way, and now another wasted mining camp. Oh, jeez. Yo is even repairing the house. Look at that. Oh, these units are so trapped. This is not looking good for Daniel. This tower doesn't do anything. The weak vills are there. 1 down. Should be. Yo was considering fighting the army there. He figures he has scale barding. He gets the hill. I think it would have been better to try and distract the man-at-arms than going for the vills, but whatever. I don't think Yo will be too upset about his situation currently. This is risky business for these villagers. There's only one way they can leave. Oh no, there's 2 more. That makes the situation so much better. Well, it kind of does, actually, if he gets in. But Yo will wall behind. I wonder what the economy's like for Daniel. See, this is the struggle for him. He only has 100 food. He still has exposed vills at home. So he's hoping he can eventually get to eagles. He doesn't necessarily have to kill much more with the towers, but gain advantages with them. But he doesn't have any way of securing himself at home from this, and eagles are not going to save the day for him. He'll lose villagers on the stone. In my opinion, because this is the 3rd time that Yo has showed up to Daniel's base, and that's excellent micro from Yo. Daniel should have probably walled those villagers in. He loses another one, he'll lose the eagles, he'll lose the villagers. Why not wall there? Why not wall your vills in on stone? It seems like a pretty big detail to miss out on there. And again, Yo, he's doing so well. Doing so well with the scout micro. Here Yo is building a defensive tower late, so he could lose 1 villager to this if Daniel garrisons. But Daniel garrisons a bit late, and he will not kill a villager. Well played, Mr. Yo, yet again. 34 vills versus 40. Yo is on the way to Castle Age. Daniel is not even close. And so, yeah, you know, kind of back to what I said, right? I think Daniel needed to do some early damage. He didn't hit Yo before Yo got that eco lead with Franks. And Yo was able to delay long enough. And on top of that, kill villagers. And now Yo doesn't need to kill anything. He just needs to wait for the next stage. And in the next stage, he'll have a big jump start, big lead. He also has the stone for a castle. And he's Frank, so honestly, he might have the stone for 2 castles. Frankly, that would be amazing. Not necessary. Because it's not as if he's losing resources he really needs. He has wood, he has gold, he has all of that. But it would definitely help to secure his base. 3 weak man-at-arms and spearmen walk into a wall. And then they attack that wall. And then they go to the bar, because they need to get drunk to forget that awful attack. Oh, wow, okay. Yo is attacking the tower, and these vills are not having it, but they're weak vills! Oh, Daniel, nice play. He gets back into the tower. Nice play. Nice play. Yo just leaves. Okay, so Yo's getting scale mail armor. Are we about to see throwing axemen, guys? Hey T90 official, it's my birthday, therefore I would like you to sing happy birthday to me live on your stream. I will continue to spam this as I know you will read it. Harry, your happy birthday song is Yo going throwing axemen in a competitive tournament, okay? So happy birthday, my friend. I hope it's a good one. I contacted Yo, let him know that it was your birthday, and he's about to help us out here. He kills 2 villagers with the knight. Well played. Can he kill 3? Oh, no. He kills 3 with 1 single knight. The value in that, man. Hey, the man-at-arms and spearmen got through. They're doing something. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Daniel giving himself some time. Is Yo about to make axemen? He's making axemen! Let's go! We actually have a T90 axe emote. Chat's figured that one out pretty quick. It's so rare we see axemen. What is this? What is this dude doing back here? And has Yo scouted that? He must have scouted that. That's peculiar. How did he get back here, and what is he doing? What is he doing? Oh no. Daniel calls the GG. Oh, I kind of wanted to see that play out, but Daniel was pretty far behind. He was 10 vills behind. There's no way he could damage Mr. Yo. So, I mean, it wasn't the best performance from Daniel after the late feudal age. It's always going to be tough for him, though. Yo did everything right. It was more about Yo doing things right than it was Daniel's mistakes. Daniel just arrived too late, and once the Franks get the ball rolling with their eco lead, it's hard to stop. Throwing Axeman would have worked really well, actually. Would have killed the Eagles, which Daniel was going towards, Eagles and Pikemen. And I think that's a big reason he decided to call the GGs, because he saw the castle go up. Daniel did force a restart out of Yo. Yeah, it's something, Norsk, but, you know, they're both out of a restart. And that was a pretty quick game compared to the first two. And we'll now move on to game number 4, Mr. Yo. He will need one more victory to move on to rounds 2. Daniel, if he wants to stay in this tournament, needs to get this win. Axemen are the hand cannons of Castle Age? I thought that's what slingers were, Honey. I guess if slingers didn't exist, hand cannons, or sorry, throwing axemen would be the closest thing. Maybe. Let's look at the civilizations they have remaining. This will be important. Vikings and Berbers for Mr. Yo, and then we have Malians and Franks for Daniel. So, honestly, any way this goes, it'll be an interesting matchup because all these civs are strong. Vikings would be fun to see, though. I would like to know how Yo's thinking about this. Because I think that he still has to remember that any civ he plays with in round 1, he won't have for round 2 and 3. So if he wants to save Berbers, perhaps go Vikings here. But that wouldn't be giving Daniel the respect he deserves, right? Daniel's played pretty well. He obviously got that impressive win in game 2. So maybe you just need to worry more about the victory and less about the civs. Harry, if it really is your birthday, man, I hope you have a great birthday. Congratulations. Franks and Berbers, this is not what Daniel wanted. This is not what Daniel wanted. I did say that the matchups would be pretty even. I'm pretty sure 10 seconds ago I said the matchups would be pretty even regardless, but Franks, they make fantastic knights, and then Berbers, they have camels, which are cheap to counter those knights. So this could be tough for Daniel. As always, it depends, right, chat? It depends. Daniel's in the blue, and then we have Yo in the red. This has been a good set of games to start off the day with. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, you probably already watched about an hour. You've watched the whole set. We have a full Saturday of Age of Empires 2 and KOTD2. We have Max and Clouds coming up next. That will be a live set of games, just like this one. After that, we will cast the recorded games from Fat Dragon and Chart. They're actually playing their games at the same time as Yo as Daniel. So we decided to do Fat Dragon later on in the day. And then we will have a live set between Tato and Stark today as well, which is probably the most exciting set of the day because it will be the closest one. But we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. Wait, did I say Saturday? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's Sunday. It's Age of Empires Day, okay? That's kind of how I treat my life nowadays. I forget what day it is. I just get online and I cast some Age for you guys. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that to all of you guys who go back to work. I feel really bad. I remember that. I remember what that felt like. All of you who go back to work on Monday, you thought for a moment, oh geez, is today Saturday? Really? I don't have to go to work tomorrow? Yeah, my bad. Sorry to do that to you. Well, let's look at the bases. Bases are normally pretty open on KOTD2 Arabia. This is as good as it could possibly get, I'd say, for Yo. Or maybe not possibly, but it's decent, right? 2 back woodline options, 2 gold options. Stone can be secured. Doesn't have too many hills on the front. Daniel, similar story, honestly. Similar story. This gold is fine. This stone is fine. 2 fine stone options and wood options. Or sorry, not stone options. He has 1 stone option. That stone's not good. I paused for a moment to think about how I would play this. I think Daniel will have an advantage at the start because he has free farm upgrades, he has the forage bonus, and he has extra scout HP. So that's the benefit of being Franks. So start of feudal age, it's better for Franks. Then it starts to drop off. I think right when you're going towards early castle age, it drops off, and that's when Berbers become stronger, because Berbers have the cheap camels and knights. And that's where Franks need to consider switching it up. If you gain a scout lead in feudal age, then you can maybe continue with knights, and you already have a lead, you just need to hold it. But if it's even in feudal, I think that would give Berbers a slight edge in early castle because they're camels. So perhaps you try and play this into pikemen if you're Daniel. Because if you somehow are in a position to utilize pikemen, then that would cancel out the knights and cancel out the camels from Yo. Yeah, Skip, I think, I mean, you obviously can't go right into throwing axemen. Throwing axemen are very weak versus camels and knights, and camels and knights are faster. And that's the same with pikemen, but I think if you can get into a position where you play a bit spear heavy, as I would say, that would be the thing to do for Daniel. Mammal Sauceman says, hey T90, been watching a lot of your YouTube content, never was into AoE. Thanks for doing your thing, bro. You're welcome. Welcome to the stream, man. So, same feudal age time, same strategy. It will be 20 population scouts for both. So that much is interesting, because strategies in this set, at least today, have differed a bit. We've had man-at-arms versus scouts. Let's see, game 1. What was game 1 again? Game 1 was, oh geez. I have the memory of a goldfish. Which game was game 1, my friends? It's alright, trust me, I remember the game, I just forget the order. Game 1 was Malians, okay, I got it, Malians versus Slavs. Malians versus Slavs, we're fine. So in that game, it was man-at-arms versus scouts. Game 2 was the Ethiopians versus Chinese war, which was the sickest game of the day so far. That was also man-at-arms versus scouts, and then we had that last game as well. So this is the first game where it's scouts v scouts. Oh, it was on Arabia. Thank you, man. Thank you for giving me the one piece of info I already remembered. Oh, look at this. Jagated, yo. Jagated. Yo will lose his scout. Wait, maybe he won't. Daniel built some gates. Don't call him Daniel. Call him Build Gates. And, yep, he'll win the scout war. That's nice. He had to build an awful lot to do that, but that's nice. And the Viper fans around the world go wild! Viper fans probably not only have Viper posters up in the rooms now, they probably just have posters of gates. Right? Any Viper fans out there that can confirm? Next time I do a stream, you guys are going to see a bunch of gates on the wall behind me. And you'll say T90, Viper fanboy confirmed. I have Axeman posters. Alright. Alright. So Daniel's building his stable here. And Yo building his stable here, already starting with the walls. Both players will understand. Both players will know. It will be scouts v scouts. And so it comes down to farm timings and keeping your base secure from any mobile scouts that could slide into your base. I think that both players will probably be full walled. So we'll see 3, maybe 4 scouts from both. Depends on how open their bases are. Yo has the potential to do more damage versus Daniel right now. And then, again, do you play heavy into spears? Do you consider coming forward with pikemen and siege against Berbers, if you're Daniel? The problem is, Franks, they don't have good siege and monks, so you rarely want to do that. But, just saying, it definitely is an option to consider. I have T90 farm posters. That's actually a great merch item idea. Because we have the T90 farm emote. That would be a great poster for behind me during the streams I use Facecam. Okay, so this isn't good. That's not what Daniel wants. There we go. And Yo has 3 full HP scouts. And Daniel needs to avoid this. This is weird, you know? Oof. Oh god, that's so bad. He just received so many hits from that spearman. Yeah, Yo will be liking his situation. Daniel just needs to wall, man. He needs to wall before the scouts get in. At this point, he won't do any damage to Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo already has the Great Wall of China at his base. So Daniel needs to make sure he gets the Great Wall of the USA up. Gate it. Build a gate. Build gates. Microsoft, build gates. Bill Gates is disappointed. He could have gated that, but instead he lets units in, but maybe this is part of another trap he had planned. Yeah, I think the scouts will be trapped now. So, okay, it was all part of the plan. All part of the plan. But Yo has plenty of time at the moment. I don't think he'll be too upset that he's giving himself time. And again, it's not as if Daniel would have done anything with his scouts anyway. It's not as if Yo could have done damage with just 3 scouts next to someone's base where they had the spears. And there we go, there's build gates. See, Yo just wasted villager time and resources. The gate looks cool, but that's... It's... We got another one, boys! We got another one! And ladies. Ladies can like gates, too. I need to look at Yo's base. What's his eco look like? Yeah, it's similar. It's similar. I like how Yo's running around, though. Look at this from Mr. Yo. He knows that Daniel has a weak scout. He wants to kill it. He's being so annoying. Are there any weak villagers on the farms for Daniel? Let's take a look at this. No. There's no weak vills for Yo to pick off. But he kills the scout. Well played. And... yeah, I guess he'll just continue to do this. It gives him scouting info on what his opponent's going for. It annoys his opponent. This is impressive. I always like to see players do this. I always love to do this. When it's happening to you, it's extremely annoying. Yeah, see, look. Daniel keeps trying to kill these things. It's just a lot of extra clicks he never wanted to make. But those castle age times are impressive. Those castle age times are very impressive. Yo has a few vills over his opponent, though. Okay, so now I'm thinking, do you play heavy into spears if you expect your opponent to go knights and camels? And what is this from Daniel? What is this? Okay, build gates added again here. So Yo will continue to run around. But where are these ladies going? To tower, maybe? Forward barracks, okay. See, sometimes I think that people at home might think I'm crazy when I talk about these strats, but I think that this can work. Now here, I don't like the fact he's building forward barracks. That's... to me, it seems like a waste. He could have been building the spears all feudal age, and he could have sent them forward. But the fact that he has 2 vills forward building a barracks means he'll probably build something else. And it's smart thinking because he's expecting Yo to go for camels and knights. It's really tough to execute, though, because camels and knights are still faster than pikemen, so you need to get enough units where your opponent is forced to deal with it, where your opponent is forced to fight. And also, Berber knights and camels are extremely cheap. Pikemen on the way. Second TC. Mr. Yo immediately adds 2 new town centers. So should have an eco lead in this game. And he's playing this standard, building a monastery to convert any enemy knights and also to get relics. Also using this scout to scout the other areas in the map, which is a pretty big deal. Does not know about this, though. And he probably won't be scanning this area either. If Daniel is going to come forward, Yo would probably expect it here or expect it here. He doesn't expect anything out here. Okay, I hope that Daniel stays full walls. It would be a nightmare if Yo gets in these walls. It's important he keeps the walls up. Oh, and I like how there's a knight inside that stable because Yo will see that, and Yo is now waiting for the knights to come out. Okay, but now Yo sees the pikemen, so you see that many pikemen, and you probably realize there's not many knights inside the stable. But details, guys, details. It's important. What is the point of making numerous TCs, more villagers? So currently Yo has 42 vills, 43 vills, and so he has a few more villagers bringing in resources, which would in turn give him resources to fight, right? Now, the risk of going 3 town centers so quickly is you are investing 50 food a town center into more villagers. And you're hoping that in time, that will pay off. At the moment, those 3 villagers aren't paying off. Because he's investing more food into creating vills right now. So the hope for someone in Yo's position is that they can hold and they can take advantage of their vill lead. And then with that, they will be able to push back Daniel. Oh boy. Oh boy. All the single ladies are now dead. Wait! Oh! She's still available, guys! She's still available! She's still available. 1 HP. Alright. Here we go. Oh, what a shot from Mr. Yo. That shot was sick. That was an attack round. He expected the pikeman and the mangonel to go that way, and he landed the shot. Well played, man. She's still alive, though, and she finished the siege workshop. It's an awful big investment to have 2 siege workshops. At this stage of the game, to even think about double siege workshop mangonels, in my opinion, it's too much. I mean, a good example of this is how this siege workshop is currently not creating anything. I think 1 could have been enough. Yo is heavy on stone, so he'll want to build a castle and keep himself protected. As I said, he has a slight vill lead. But Daniel, he did add 1 extra town center. There's also a gold here, so I guess if he holds this for long enough, it'd be nice. And a nice micro from Daniel. Boom! Oh wow, he shot the TC. He probably should have shot the mangonel instead. Oof. Okay, decent mangonel micro from both. And better from Daniel, and he'll get the repairs in now. Oh, and another... What? How did he not kill that? That's so unfortunate for Daniel. I feel like he connected with Yo's mangonel. I thought he should have gone 1 for 1 there again. And villagers coming forward from this side. Does Daniel want to castle there? Oh, he wants to tower it. Okay. 1 for 1 there with the mangonels. Yo could lose his TC if he's not careful. Yo is building a castle. Yeah. And Frank Towers, frankly, not the best play. Daniel realizes his opponent has gold here. He realizes his opponent has stone and wood here, and so he wants to deny that. But I don't see what this will accomplish long term. He has the right idea, but the execution of it, at least, again, I'm being a bit critical, but I think it was just a bit sloppy. Like, he doesn't need the forward tower. That's a waste. 2 siege workshops was a waste. He should have just stuck with 1. The micro has been good here, and the fact that he has this many pikemen means that Yo hasn't been able to address this. But Yo was patient and not very kind. And now he could make camel archers, and camel archers can kill the pikemen, and this is where it starts to get quite complicated for Daniel. I think the hope was that he could have done more damage by now, but I don't see that happening. And, oh, another tower for Daniel. He'll hop inside this. This is interesting. It's unique, right? It's very unique. But unique doesn't necessarily mean good. Yo will lose a few vills. But I think the most important thing is that the majority of his eco is secure, and he'll get his wood back. He's still repairing this TC, though, Mr. Yo. What's the eco like for Daniel? Daniel has 3 town centers at home. Wow, he has a lot of stone miners. He has about 10 there, and he has a bunch here. Okay, and now they're going to farms. Well, guys, fingers crossed Daniel can secure himself at home before the camel archers arrive, because if he doesn't, he's in big trouble here. The score is 2-1. Mr. Yo has had a great set of games today. Daniel had an amazing victory in game 2, but I'm looking at his situation now, and it seems really rough. His eco's exposed, and you have to know the military's coming forward soon for Mr. Yo. So what he needs is defensive castles, and this is the way to do it. Stall out the game by building some castles, If he gets this castle up, the front of his base is secure. He'll still need something for the left-hand side. Right-hand side is decent, I guess. The wood line is just a complete disaster, though. Like, the villagers were walking 10,000 miles to get to each tree. By the way, Yo has still kept his TCs alive on this side. The best players in the world, they're able to add the town centers like that and hold. And now Yo is in a position where he has the stronger military, he has the stronger eco. What do Franks go into here? That's the question. You can't justify pikemen long term. Well, maybe you can, but at least right now the pikemen won't do anything versus camel archers. That's not a good fight for Yo. I'm not a fan of that. I think that was a mistake. Yo has 2 relics. What else does he see on this map? He doesn't see the relics on the left-hand side yet. So he'll want to get those. There's also a gold here. He will secure a stone and a gold there. Plenty of gold and stones. Isn't that right, gold stones? I know gold stones likes to hear that. Oh, a forward siege workshop from Yo. Okay. That's interesting to me. That's really interesting. I guess he doesn't know the castle's there. I wonder what Yo sticks with. He's still making camel archers. He does have bodkin arrow and padded archer armor. Makes me feel like he wants full camel archer in this game. Daniel should get the castle up on this hill. Daniel's securing his base. Only thing that's not secured right now is this gold. But, he's securing his base. Getting ballistics for his castles, though. Oof, that's not a great sign. And Yo is now killing the siege workshop on the left. Okay, so this is what I predict. Yo will click to Castle Age within the next 10 seconds. Or not Castle Age, Imperial Age, okay? He will click to the Imperial Age after using the market. He will stick with Camel Archers throughout this game. Probably go Camel Archer and Light Cav. Come on, Yo. You're a bit off with the seconds here. You're hurting me. You're hurting me, man. I made a bold prediction. I should have said within the next minute. I would have been okay. Oh, his castle's going up on the front. And Daniel's building a tower to stop that. That's not going to be denied. So the castle goes up for Yo. And then Yo will go into Trebs. Trebs and Camel Archers. If Daniel's not close to Imp, he could lose all of his castles. And sadly, he is not close to the Imperial Age. He has 102 villagers. But, oh geez, this is going to get a lot worse with the vill count. His eco balance is just off. There's Camel Archers here. There's Camel Archers here. Mr. Yo is exactly where he wants to be in this set of games. He is the better civ for this stage of the game. He will be in the Imperial Age faster with more economy. He has his opponent scrambling. Even the lions are attacking Daniel now. The world is against him, guys. The world is against him. Oh, jeez. I just love how Yo has split up the Camel Archers. He's doing so much with just 5 units. These 2 Camel Archers have denied farms and gold. These 2 Camel Archers denying the wood. Here, farmers are dying to that Camel Archer. Strong stuff. And, oh, Daniel must know that Yo's up. He's going for petards. Alright, this is one way to go out of a tournament right here. Go for the petards. He doesn't have food, which is the sad thing, so he can't afford them. He's making a market. Oh, I thought for a second he was going to build farms around his market like I would. Nah, he's fine. His only chance is... well, maybe Yo... I'm trying to think of how Daniel could have an opportunity. Daniel calls the GG. I was thinking maybe if Yo accidentally overheats his PC with excellent micro, and then there has to be an admin victory, that would probably be the only chance that Daniel would have had there. Yo's micro is good, but his PC is good as well, so he's fine. And the GG's called. Well played, Daniel. Well played, Daniel. Can we throw some salutes in the chat for Daniel if you do watch this later on? Excellent set of games, honestly. Yo was favored to win in round 1. I don't think anyone's surprised by the result, but the game 2 from Daniel was really good. Like I really felt like if he continued along those lines in the future games, he could have taken the win from from Yo in the series. But Yo, as expected, wins the round 1 best of 5. And congratulations to him. We will see him further in this tournament. Let's bring up the brackets, guys. We have other matchups coming up soon. We'll get right into them. But let's look at the brackets for this tournament. Here we are. So, small spoilers. I didn't cast Leary. I didn't cast MBL and Miguel yesterday because I was building my PC. But Hera, Leary, and MBL, so the Aftermath players, they swept in the first round 3-0. Yo has just won 3-1. So everyone has gone through as expected, and this will get more interesting as the round 1 completes and round 2 comes up. Later on today, well, starting in a second, we have Max and Cloud. So that's a set of games that we'll start in a bit. Then we'll have Vivian Chart. So Vivian Chart, they played their games, I think within the last hour actually, so we'll cast those games. And then we'll have Stark and Tato. Stark and Tato is a set that stands out to me because in this tournament, Stark is 24th seed, but Stark is a player who's definitely better than 24th seed, and Tato's 9th seed. So that's going to be a tough first round matchup. Winner of that round 1 matchup will face Hera in round 2. So yeah, I'm pumped, man. This whole tournament, I mean, 1v1 Arabia, as cutthroat as possible, all the best players in the game.